Tell me something.
Truman, did you know that apparently NFL players don't know ball? Patrick Mahomes fourth? What are you guys smoking?
Dahm, that's true. Insane. Just insane stuff. Ooh, welcome everyone back to another episode of Dahm. That's true. Of course, I'm your host of the most, Truman Steen Machine Steen. As always, I'm joined by the bomb.
Boom!
Owen Dahm, and this week we have the pleasure of being joined by Tyler. Tyler, how are you doing?
Here, real quick. Real
doing
quick.
good.
Sorry, go ahead, Tyler. Wow, that was quick.
Wow.
I'm doing good. Just ready to preview one of the worst divisions in the entire NFL.
Oh, yeah. Chaos. As always, chaos in the AFC South.
Always.
Before we start, though, I got to shout out Noah Lyles for getting that 100-meter dash win. He had to have been the most hated on man in the entire world up until that final.
He needed that. NBA Twitter would have fucking gone crazy.
Did you see?
on him.
I've been on Noah Lyles TikTok. I've just been seeing all that. No,
Yeah.
A quote that I saw the other day was, keep playing with them Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You good? Did you watch that race?
Yeah.
Best 100-meter dash I've ever seen.
The world's fastest one when it was like Tyson Gay and
Johan Blake and
and Usain Bolt, obviously.
Justin Gatlin.
Yes, that one was insane.
Yeah, but this one was so close though.
This one was very close. It wasn't the best race of all time though.
But there was in all of those races though, there were people who I think weren't in the race. Everyone was in this race.
It's true. It was all pretty
They
close.
were all within a half second, which was crazy.
It was crazy. Well, Tyler, you're here.
Fur baby, look at that.
Hell yeah.
Aw, little schnauzer.
That was
Hey,
pretty
buddy.
cute. That was pretty cute.
Little schnauzer. She's got to go to sleep, so she's saying goodnight.
Oh, good night.
We love a good schnauzer.
Here to she's here to help us break down the AFC South.
Of course, always.
Yes.
Tyler was just showing us what the Titans are. Dog.
We're terrible. All right, so here, I got some beef with that. You can't tell me that the Titans are going to finish in the top 3 of the AFC South. I think they're going to be dead last.
They're gonna be dead last.
Dead last.
I don't
Comes down to Anthony Richardson's health, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I
And
don't.
Trevor Lawrence's health. Trevor Lawrence might turn into a pumpkin. We might be seeing him turn into a pumpkin with long hair.
What's even worse, because I don't know why they are so high on the Jacksonville Jaguars right now. I mean, yeah, they got Trevor Lawrence, but other than that, they've been average to mediocre at best the past 5 years. And the only reason why they finished second or third in the AFC South is because the Texans have been so bad for years.
True, but somebody has to go worst to first, and I don't think the AFC South is a terrible spot for them to do it.
Who's worse?
Crazier things have happened. Tennessee was the worst last year.
They are
I
not going to
agree.
do it. If anyone's going to be the Bengals.
Yeah, especially since they got rid of Vrabel. Vrabel just, I feel like, could just will his team to winning 10 games.
Right.
I don't think,
Yeah.
now that they don't have anybody that's willing to cut off their penis anymore.
You'll never believe this, but it turns out when you have a defensively minded team and you get a defensively minded head coach in there that you win games. I know that's crazy.
Yeah. So Tyler, you are
That's a hot take.
Houston Texans fan,
Go Texans, baby.
a Texas
You already know.
Rangers fan. You're looking up right
Texas
now.
Rangers fan.
Mm-hmm.
The
So
World Series champion.
Ooh.
So the way we do this on the show, we'll break down your team's schedule last. We'll do Houston last. And then otherwise we'll do it alphabetical by city. So we'll go Indianapolis, Jacksonville, then Tennessee. You don't know how many times in my head I had to go H-I-J-K. I was like, to make sure that I was getting it right. So it's Houston will go last, so we'll do Indianapolis, then Jacksonville, then Tennessee. For me, Tennessee, I don't know why. Tennessee just doesn't feel like an AFC South team. Those other 3, Jacksonville, Houston, and the Colts, for me, I'm like, that's the AFC South.
Yeah,
in my head, I'm like, that is the je ne sais quoi of the AFC South.
Why is Indianapolis even in that conference?
Why? It's almost the most north. It's one of
wish
the
they
most
were
north
not in our
AFC
conference.
teams.
Yeah.
I know.
So it doesn't feel like it.
It's funny.
I don't know. Ship Baltimore down there? No, that's all right there. I think that's it. I think that all the other ones are so obvious, and then Indianapolis is just kind of stuck out on a sore thumb.
I know. Well, okay, and so
Yeah,
as
we gotta play
also,
Indianapolis somewhere.
oh, right, yeah. Well, Indianapolis got added. No, Indianapolis. I guess Baltimore got added last, which is maybe how they ended up in the North and not the East.
And then Baltimore left to be Indianapolis, and then Baltimore got its own team.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Baltimore got added last because they got added in 1998, maybe.
The Ravens?
I think so. Excuse me.
I don't know. Old conference realignment before I was born, not my NFL specialty.
I know. What weird team did the Chiefs used to be in a division with?
The Colts?
No.
It's worse than that?
It was basically these four teams, and then one more was the AFC West or the Central.
Man, I couldn't tell you. The Browns, maybe? No.
Rams?
The Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, I should have known that.
Which is weird. It's weird to me to think that,
Wow.
because Bo Jackson ran over Brian Bosworth when he was on the Seahawks, and that was a division rival.
Right, and that's how DT got all his sacks. It was against Seattle.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So there you go. All right. So before we get too deep into it, I'd like to give everybody a little reminder. Actually, real quick, before we get way too deep into it, I do want to shout out everybody over there on patreon.com/opendisaster. I want to shout out Aaron, Joe, Skylar, Dylan, Ozzy, and Mailbox Kansas City, now open in the Iron District. Okay, so a reminder real quick on how we do this. Me and Owen are on a quest. We are picking every single game in the NFL.
Owen and I.
Okay. And what that means is that we are picking how many games, Owen?
Fuck, dude.
Every
272?
272 games, that's right.
Yeah.
And we do it where we don't overlap. So if we've already done 6 divisions at this point. We've done we've done 5 divisions. We're doing the AFC South today. We have the AFC East next week, and the AFC West is always last because we are Chiefs fans. So
wait, we're 3 weeks away from NFL football?
We're 3 weeks away from the preview for NFL football.
From the preseason?
Is it preseason start on the 8th?
What? Actually, no. I think there's 2 weeks, so it's these next 3 divisions. The preseason does start this week. It's the 3 division previews, and then I think it's hot take special, and then I think it's week 1 preview. I think we've got 5 episodes.
Yes.
That sounds no.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah,
because this week doesn't count as a week because this is airing on Wednesday.
Right. Yeah, and we'll have an off week after the. Yeah, you get a weird full off week now after the preseason's over. So we'll pick all games. So we've already picked 5 divisions. So all of those games, you'll see them here. You can already see them on the screen here. And basically for the Indianapolis, Green Bay, Chicago, or Indianapolis versus Green Bay versus Chicago versus Pittsburgh. Me and Owen, our results are already up here because we've already picked these games. So you can see them already there. And that's why those are already filled out. A 1 is a W for the team that we're breaking down. A 0 is a loss. We do it where we can't overlap on any games. Is that it? I think that's it.
Yep. And we don't go back on any picks that we've already picked. We can't change them.
Yeah, we're not going to change it. But you will see us look at it and go, oh my God, what were we doing? What were we thinking? Why would we do that? And that's part of the fun.
But hopefully we won't see Tyler do that. So let's cook.
That's right.
Oh,
all right. Yes, I guess and we have different guests on for every division, and so sometimes the guests disagree with each other. We don't hold that against the guests, so they'll just split some games come season.
Yep.
On the season starting. All right. That being said, very long-winded. Indianapolis Colts, how do we feel about them? Just on a team level.
It depends.
Look, I'm going to be honest.
Go ahead, Tyler.
You go ahead, Owen.
No, you go. You're the guest.
I'm going to be honest. I hate the Indianapolis Colts.
Really?
I hate them.
Why?
Yeah, they are, I think, in my opinion, the Houston Texans' biggest rival.
That feels right. I think Jacksonville and Tennessee feel like they should be big rivals, and I mean the Texans and the Colts, they're both like cattle animal mascots. That makes sense.
True.
What? So hold on.
Farm animal mascots, I guess. I don't know if horse or cattle.
So last year we played. Last year, on Pro Football Reference, by the way, pulling up the score from last year's.
Last year's matchups. Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, last year's match.
Well, obviously,
Indianapolis Colts won every single regular season game against the Houston Texans, and it's been like that for about, I think, 4 years.
Until last year, whenever they lost the last
Until
game
last
of the
year,
season, when they dropped that ball.
Yep. at one point.
Man,
Wow.
Yeah,
I
so
that
I don't
fourth
know.
down pass, that was crazy.
didn't realize it was that bad.
It was pretty bad. There's the one team that has the Houston Texans number. Especially,
Yeah.
it was really bad when they finally got rid of the quarterback that now plays for the Cleveland Browns. Not
Oh.
naming names, but ever since then, it's been terrible. But
Yeah.
they won last year. That's all that matters.
Makes sense.
Fair.
But like, how well do you think they're gonna do?
How well do you think? Let's see.
The Colts.
I pull up their schedule. The
Well, I got
Colts,
good
yeah.
news. I got good news. We're about to break it down. We're about to break down how good the Colts are going to do.
Good.
And
So I think.
don't worry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the Colts open up their season against their biggest rival,
Against
the
the
Houston
Texans.
Texans. That's right.
At
I'm
Lucas
going to
Oil.
give this. I'm going to give this as a W to. I think Houston. I think Houston's a better team than the Colts right now.
I agree, but I think it all hinges on whether or not Anthony Richardson is healthy, because I think the Colts are a good team when he's healthy, but we've also only seen that for 4 games, so we can't be too sure. It's a home game. I'll give this one to the Colts. I think that the Texans are really good, but I think that Indianapolis
I don't know,
has the
man.
ability to be there.
Well, you got to think about the Houston Texans defense and what they added over the offseason, right? They
I
were
mean,
already pretty good last year.
Yeah,
They've
they
added
are-
a couple pieces.
They are really good, but it's still, a really, really young team, one of the youngest in the whole league. So, they're going to have to lose some games.
It's true. There's going to be some
I
growing
agree.
pains. Oh, also for everybody that's, again, if this is your first time watching, basically because me and Owen are each going to we're each going to pick a game to go a certain way. The guest is also going to pick. This group is basically how the majority goes. If 2 of us pick them to win, the group's going to pick them to win. If 2 of us pick them to lose, the group's going to pick them to lose.
It's essentially the average.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So, Tyler, how are you feeling? First game of the season. You got Houston here?
First
You
game of the
sounded high on
season?
Houston.
I got Houston. I think overall they're a better team, better matchup. Anthony Richardson, if he's average, if he comes right out of the gate and just becomes average, I think that the Colts are going to struggle. I think it's just my opinion. Coming right out of preseason, he's got to get it going, And if he doesn't, I think they'll be average, but I don't think they're going to get the win against my Texans.
That's fair. All the hype going against that Houston Texans team. I wonder if that weighs on you heavy that first game.
Yeah.
Also, did you know that Jason Bean is on the Colts?
Jason Bean got signed by the Colts. I thought he got drafted into the UFL.
He's listed on the Colts roster right now, number 8, Jason Bean.
Interesting. I wonder if he still holds. I wonder if they still hold his rights and he can just go there after the season's over.
I
Maybe.
wonder if he could be a UDFA, and you can get. It's kind of like getting drafted by baseball or NFL. You don't have to sign.
Right.
Interesting. Okay, so that we got that one out of the way. Second game of the season, Indianapolis is at Green Bay. Me and Owen have already picked this. We both picked this as a Green Bay W.
Yeah, I think it's Green Bay.
That's fair. That's a tough Green Bay team.
Yeah.
Indianapolis gets to come back home. They get to host Chicago. Me and Owen have already picked this as the get-right game kind of for Indianapolis. Indianapolis picking up a W by both me and Owen. You have the Colts here as well. Gotcha. The following week, they are still at home. They get to host Pittsburgh. I've picked this as a Pittsburgh W. Owen has picked this as a Colts W.
Yep.
So, Tyler, you'd be tiebreaker here.
Let's see. I don't know. The Steelers. Yeah, the Steelers. I don't know. I don't know what to expect out of them, especially with the whole rest situation. But they still have Najee Harris, right?
They do still have Najee Harris. They still have George Pickens. Lost Deontay Johnson.
Still have the most important player on the team.
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
No. Other side of the ball.
What?
Other side of the ball. You answered the question almost there.
Patrick Queen?
They have Watt, dude. Hello?
Oh, they do have TJ Watt. But they do have Patrick Queen now, too, which is...
That's wild.
That is a big piece.
I think the Colts are going to beat the Steelers. I'm not buying into the Russ Wilson hype. It's not.
You're not buying into the Russell Wilson hype? You refuse to?
Nope.
I like it.
All right. So Tyler's picking Indianapolis here. Moves it as a Group W for Indianapolis. The following week, they're at Jacksonville. I think they split with Jacksonville. You know what? I think they win. I think Jacksonville is actually going to regress.
Nope, they'll lose. I think both of those teams are middle of the road. I think they're 9 to 10 win teams.
I think Jacksonville's like a 7 or 6 win team.
Yeah, I would say 7 or 8. I mean,
8, 9, 10, whatever.
7.
Plus or minus 1 game.
6 or 7. I have them being solidly disappointing.
yeah, this is just not a good roster. To be
No.
completely honest with you, I mean, they have Austin Trammell, Seth Williams, David White Jr. I mean, who knows? Maybe Tank Bigsby gets it going halfback, but I don't see that happening, And I think it's just going to depend on, one, how the offensive line plays, and if Trevor Lawrence can actually produce. I think that's going to be the problem.
So give us
The
a
offensive
prediction
line
time.
for the Jaguars is terrible. I think the Colts are going to win against the Jags.
Colts are winning against the Jags. Me and Tyler both higher on the Colts than the Jags. The following week, they're at Tennessee. Speaking of team that I'm also down on, that I can't decide how down on them I am. Am I more down on them?
Yeah.
They've got to win some games. Tennessee does.
Tennessee's got my boy Mason Rudolph backing up Will Levis.
Is that where the fuck Mason
Come
Rudolph
on.
landed? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Ugh.
nuts.
Old
I mean, they do have DeAndre
Hard R.
Hopkins.
Rudolph.
Little,
Man. Gosh, man.
Give me Tennessee.
I'm taking Tennessee also here.
I think Tennessee sweeps Indianapolis.
they got Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, they do have Calvin Ridley now. He switched.
Tony
He also
Pollard
switched sides.
plays.
in
Is that a
division.
worse to first candidate? Did Tennessee finish last?
Yes. Tennessee is your.
I
worst
think
first candidate for
Tennessee
this one.
is going to win.
Tennessee.
It's a home game,
Yep.
October.
Yep.
That stadium's pretty nice if you haven't been in it yet.
Nashville. I haven't been. Have you?
It's
been?
nice, yeah.
When did you go?
I went and saw a Tottenham game there
Weird.
way back in the day.
Weird. Okay. The following week they are hosting. They get to host Miami.
That is Tyreek Hill in a dome. You are losing.
Yeah, I'm giving that one to Miami as well.
I don't know. Oh,
You
do you
feel like
really
an
expect to
anti-Tua.
turn the ball over to produce?
That's what I thought. I knew it was coming.
In a dome, yes, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. I just cannot get over Tua Tagovailoa. And look, if Tyreek has a good game, and if they click, then that's good. They'll win easily. They would definitely overpower the Colts, especially with Tyreek Hill in a one-on-one situation against the Colts defense.
That is true.
I don't know. It's a road game for the Dolphins. At this point, are we expecting them to play decent ball?
Yeah,
better
man,
than
it's early
average
season.
ball? I mean, it's still week 7 though. At some point, you're gonna have to start figuring it out, right?
Yeah, but it's Miami
Let's
week
say they
7,
get-
dude. Miami will be 9-1, and everyone will be picking them as Super Bowl favorites.
That's fair. I'll go with Miami, but I don't know. This is kind of an on the fence one for me.
I think it's going to be close. I think Indianapolis beats the spread, but I think Miami takes it. The following week they're at Houston. I'll give that one a fat Houston dubskis.
Yeah, I'm Houston as well.
Yeah. I'm Houston as well. Home game, NRG Stadium. Hopefully the offense is clicking.
Exactly.
October 27th, got to be the perfect football night in Houston,
Sucks it's in a dome.
Maybe they'll open I think there was a stat, the Houston Texans dome has been open. Well, last year would have been the 4th time since it's opened for a game.
Right. I feel like they lose every time it's open or something weird like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. At November 3rd, they're at Minnesota. I've already picked this as an Indianapolis loss. You picked this as an Indianapolis W.
Yep. I think the Vikings are going to win.
I think the Vikings will win.
Yeah.
The only question is J.J.
I think
McCarthy
it'll be
by then, or is
close.
it Sam Darnold still? I bet it's still Sam Darnold by then.
I don't know. I mean, okay, here's the thing. Not to dig into the worms, but is J.J. McCarthy really that good of a quarterback? Or
No.
did he somehow benefit from the whole Michigan sign stealing situation from last year?
I think that's I don't even know if he benefited that much from the sign stealing. I think he benefited from having a really talented team around
Hey,
him
listen,
that he didn't have to do much.
Zach Wilson was a
So you're
number
saying
2
he's
overall
just
pick.
a
So
quarterback.
It's true. Zach Wilson was the inverse of that. So I
Yeah.
don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping just because JJ McCarthy is also like 20 or 21 years old, they just got to let him sit behind Sam Darnold. I think it just makes
yeah,
sense.
man, you really want Sam Darnold to mold him, you know? You want him to be the same type of quarterback.
People say the same thing about Alex Smith, man.
But
You didn't want Patrick Mahomes to be Alex Smith.
Alex Smith is actually good, though, and Sam Darnold was never even serviceable.
Sam Darnold is a pro. He's been around now for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah,
you don't think he could possibly get a
It's
little
like
better?
saying you want to model someone after Chase Daniel.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I would let
Chase
Chase Daniel.
Daniel played in less than 45 games.
That's fine. I would have let Chase Daniel mold my quarterback.
That's crazy.
You picked the worst example. I love Chase Daniel. I was talking to
I
coworkers
know.
at lunch
Yeah,
today.
because he's a
about how
Mizzou
good-
guy.
Yes, Chase Daniel made me fall in love with college
If
football.
he went to Northwestern, you would think he's buns.
That's not true. Chase Daniel was a Heisman candidate.
Yes, so was Zach Wilson.
That's not true.
Yes, it was.
He was definitely not a finalist.
Okay, maybe not a finalist.
He wasn't a candidate really at all. Zach
He
Wilson
finished in
really
the
was
top
one of
10,
those
though.
weird draft darlings that kind of came out of nowhere, like Anthony Richardson.
But Anthony Richardson was good.
Anthony Richardson was bad. Anthony Richardson was bad at Florida. He just was big
So Zach
and
Wilson
strong and fast. And they were
finished
like, you know
number
what?
8.
We'll
He's
figure this
been
out.
decent in the NFL.
It's insane that he was a top 5 pick. He shouldn't have been a top 5 pick at all.
I don't know. They went 4-0 and then he got hurt.
I know, but I'm just saying, based on what he did in college, he should not have been a top 5 pick.
I just still think it's insane.
I
that
also
you
don't
said
think they
someone
started
should-
off 4-0. I don't think that's true.
I still think it's insane that you said someone should have tried to model their quarterback after Chase Daniel.
I think not model, but I think Chase Daniel would have been a perfect mentor.
Learning
for a young
behind Sam
quarterback.
Darnold is not good.
I think it's fine.
No, it's not.
I think he's been a pro. The thing about it is you have to teach these quarterbacks how to be a pro. That's what Alex Smith did to Patrick Mahomes.
that's what
He taught him how to
that's
be
what
a
Nathan
pro.
Peterman can do, man.
Oh my
Like,
god, dude!
wow.
I hate you, dude.
That's what Jarrett Stidham can do, man.
Totally
He can,
different.
he can show you how to throw a pick.
I hate you, dude.
Did him?
You cannot compare Sam
You're a Chase-
Darnold to Alex Smith. Man.
You're a Chase Daniel hater. I hate you.
No, I'm not.
I hate
he
you.
just is a backup quarterback.
I hate you now. The following week, Indianapolis it's upsetting me. I have to move on. Indianapolis is hosting Buffalo.
Loss.
Man, this is a huge question of how much do you believe in Buffalo?
They have MVS. They're goaded.
Apparently, MVS is a cut candidate. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no shit.
I heard somebody was saying
You
that
can't
today.
fucking catch.
That's what I heard.
I'll be interested to see what Josh Allen does without Stephon Diggs. Is that core that was around him and Stephon good, or if it was just,
Man,
a
they had to-
typical quarterback wide receiver duo,
right, and they had to let so many people walk. Man, that Von Miller contract ruined this team, dude.
It's too bad, you know.
Yep.
Just too bad.
Couldn't have
I think
been
if
nice.
only there was
gonna
a-
get the win.
Couldn't have happened to a more humble fan base.
If there was a podcast that said that contract was horrible the second they signed it. If only there was one.
If only you were listening to it right now. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment on YouTube, by the way.
Comment about how bad of a contract it is.
Oh gosh, man.
Truman, they're going to lose to Buffalo.
I don't know if that's true.
I think the Colts are going to win.
I'd say this feels like a weird one that Buffalo loses.
No.
This has Josh Allen implosion game written all over it.
Not to this kind of team.
This has Buffalo losing, and you go, dude, is Buffalo going to make the playoffs?
Oh, this is your Jacksonville 6-3 win over Buffalo.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Where you're like, dude, I don't know if Buffalo's going to make it. And then they just rattle off like the next 5 of 6 or whatever. And they,
Convincingly beating somebody
see,
by 28.
right. And then they fizzle out in the
If you think
playoffs.
that this is a Josh Allen implosion game, do you think by week, I would give it a range, week 10 to week 15, do you think you will start seeing the Buffalo Bills as a seller?
Ooh, at the trade deadline?
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that.
I don't know if there'll be a seller just because I don't know what they have to sell that people want. But I think they will be. I think you'll be like, man, they are fighting for a wild card spot. You'll be like, I don't
I'll
even
tell you
know
what
if they're
they'd
going
be
to get
selling is their draft picks. They'd be selling
Yeah.
their top position picks for just more picks.
there. That's true, but you're not. I mean, they already got rid of Stephon Diggs. They already shipped him out. Like, you're not going to trade Josh Allen. No, never, no.
Yeah,
They already paid him.
Josh Allen's definitely leaving once his contract is up, though.
No way. He encapsulates Buffalo. There's no way. He wouldn't fit anywhere else.
Yeah, the disappointed look on his face.
They're made for each other.
The stone cold pain. That's what he encapsulates.
Very similar to how Phillip Rivers was really made for San Diego. Those two people, that person and that team were made for each other.
He had more.
Josh Allen is Buffalo like Phillip Rivers was San Diego.
I don't know. I mean, Phillip Rivers like single-handedly saved San Diego's birthing population. So
he boosted that population.
That was all him.
Man,
I can't imagine a team with a quarterback like Josh Allen ever selling. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes, because he's a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
They paid him like a franchise quarterback.
He's good enough to just do it on his own.
Right. Well, maybe.
He
got good enough to do it on his own right when he got Stephon Diggs conveniently.
That was convenient.
All of a sudden, he became a world beater when he got a good veteran wide receiver. He now no longer has that, but he might have outgrown the need for that.
He might just be a Trent Green and just not have wide receivers and just throw it to Dalton Kincaid every chance he gets.
Maybe. And I mean, if Patrick Mahomes wouldn't have had Travis Kelce, I wonder if he would have progressed as fast as he did. But now, when Travis Kelce retires, I don't think anybody's sitting here like, oh, what's Patrick Mahomes going to do?
Yeah, he's gonna throw it to Noah Gray.
Right. And so that could be what we're seeing kind of with Stephon Diggs is maybe Stephon Diggs did help Josh Allen figure out how to do it, but maybe Josh Allen might be able to do it now without Stephon Diggs.
Right.
That's the question. We'll cover that next week on the AFC East episode, not even this week. But the following week, Indianapolis is at the New York Jets. This is Sunday Night Football. I'm giving this one to the Jets. I think the Jets take this.
Give me Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Yep. I'm the Jets.
I think I have the Colts with too many losses, though. That's a lot of zeros in a row.
Detroit, the following week, they host Detroit. I already picked this as a W for Indianapolis, knowing that Indianapolis needed this W because I had them on a at least 4-game losing streak before that Buffalo game. Damn. Yeah. See, I've saved myself with a couple upset here's. But yeah, I've already picked Detroit to lose, Indianapolis to win. You've picked Indianapolis to lose. Tyler, you're the tiebreaker here.
You know what? I believe in the Lions. I really do. I think they're going to be better than next year. Or better than last year, sorry.
I think that's fair. I think it's just a tough game on the road that I was like, Detroit has to lose some, and I could see this being, just a tough road game against a solid team,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think it can go either way, but I'm going to pick Detroit. I believe in them.
Going with Detroit. All right, the following week, Indianapolis is at the New England Patriots. Another dub.
Yep, I'll have them win this one too.
All right, so going into the bye week, I have them at, wow, their bye week is late. What the hell? I'm at 2-3. Oh my gosh. 2-7.
Count how many games are left.
2-7. Hold on. 2-7. 3-7. 3-8. 4-8. 5-8. I'm at 5-8 going into the bye week. Oh, and you also have them at 5-8. And Tyler, you have them at 5-8 as well. Wow, we all have them at 5-8. The group also has them at 5-8.
Just different games. That's crazy.
That is insane. They come out of the bye week. They travel to Denver.
Denver can win this one, I suppose.
I think Denver has to win this one, yeah. I think for predictions it makes sense.
For me to not predict Denver to have 1 to 2 wins this year.
I think a 5-8 Colts team traveling to Denver, I think this feels like one that Denver gets done.
God, that week 14 bye is just terrible, though.
That's the best bye. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's a long bye.
That's what everybody wants. Everybody wants the latest bye possible. The Chiefs would kill for that bye.
We have like a week 10, don't we?
No, we have a week 4 or week 5. We have basically the earliest bye.
W bye.
And then we get fucked down the stretch.
That is true.
But we do get 10 days off right before our final game of the season. So
that quarterback room for the Broncos is wild. It's Zach Wilson, Bo Nix, and Jarrett Stidham. That's insane.
Got to be the worst.
Sounds like
I mean, it's just got to be the worst quarterback room of all time.
I don't know. I wouldn't jump that fast whenever you see the Raiders quarterback room as well.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yes.
But I mean, in the Broncos' defense, I know we're not previewing the AFC West? Yeah, the AFC West. But I mean, they got a pretty decent receiving core.
Well, they did. I mean, they lost Jerry Jeudy now, but but Cortland Sutton's a solid guy.
Sutton's a solid. There's
I think
some guys that could step up, but anyways, that's for another week.
Yeah, he's a solid fantasy season ruiner.
they
Do
did
not
draft Troy
him.
Franklin also, who can pair from Oregon to pair with Bo Nix, so that's kind of fun.
Every time I've had Cortland Sutton, he's actually been pretty good on my fantasy team.
Yes, Cortland Sutton was my pro tip I gave everybody last year was don't draft Jerry Jeudy, wait 3 rounds, draft Cortland Sutton, it'll be the same. And it was actually better, and that was a great pick by me.
Wow. A great pick to put in your flex 2 spot.
Yeah, sure. He was the flex for most of the year, and he was good. Tyler, you had Indianapolis or Denver in this one?
Indianapolis. I don't know, that quarterback room is bad at Denver.
That's fair. Indianapolis comes back. They host Tennessee. I'm giving this as a W to Indianapolis.
Me as well.
W.
The following week, they're at the New York Giants. I give this as a loss to the Colts. Owen give this as a W to the Colts. Where you at?
Let me think real quick. I'm turning the gears real quick.
Late season game.
I haven't watched a whole bunch of the Giants just because how bad they've been with the surrounding cast around Daniel Jones. I don't know. This roster's just not good.
No. No, it is not.
I think the Colts are going to win. The Giants, I think they were on Hard Knocks right now, aren't they?
Yeah, the Giants are on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, that's not good.
They're going to get knocked around pretty hard when they lose like 14 games this year.
And the following week, the Colts host the Jacksonville Jaguars, the final game of the season. Really, probably a bit of a toilet bowl, to be honest with you.
It's a lovely send-off for the Jags to lose this one. Give me Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I think this is the battle for second place.
Yeah. Give me Indianapolis here. I think they end up just giving Jacksonville just a very disappointing season.
I think so. Especially at home, week 18.
Yep. An Indianapolis sweep by the Crew. All right, so that means that on the season, Tyler, you ended up with Colts at 9 and 8. I ended up Owen ended up with the Colts at 8 and 9. I ended up with them at 7 and 10, and the group has them at 8 and 9 as well. There you go.
That's about right.
That's about right. That's about right. I would say that's fair. Okay, so now we move on to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's see. I think Jacksonville's set to disappoint. I think the collapse at the end of last season, was kind of indicative of how I expect the rest of the season to go. Maybe that honeymoon, that magical phase with Dougie P is kind of worn out there. And I'm thinking I don't love what I'm seeing from Trevor Lawrence, and they didn't add him more weapons. They kind of removed weapons from him, and that was not what the offense needed.
I think they overpaid. I think it's a crazy overpay.
Yeah. $275 million.
But I also think that there's also not a lot of super great quarterback prospects coming out, so they were kind of caught in a hard place.
Everybody's getting overpaid, bro. Fucking
Lamar and Josh and
God, who just got paid that I felt was
Trevor.
Trevor Lawrence did just get paid. Tua got paid. Somebody got paid. Oh, I will say I'm a Jordan Love believer, but Jordan Love getting paid is insane.
That is a lot of money.
Jordan Love got paid like $55 million, and he's had 8 good games. And they said, you know what? How about $55 million? And he said,
franchise quarterback.
Right. How would you like to be the top paid quarterback? Because everybody wants to be the top paid quarterback, except for the top quarterback in the league, Patrick Mahomes.
He just wanted to be competitive, and he got his pay, and he was competitive, and then everyone else got paid again.
Right.
So,
and to be fair, Patrick Mahomes said, you know what? Give me my $55 million right at the start of the year. And the Chiefs said, okay. They said, yeah, no problem. Everybody else is making $55 million where they're pushing these cap hits and this guaranteed money down the line.
Who really needs to win in these next 2 years is the Eagles.
Yes. We talked about this at the time. That Jalen Hurts contract is crippling them for about 10 years. So they have to win on this one. And I'm worried they're not. That window's starting to close, ain't it? especially if they have to fire Sirianni after this year. Then you're sitting there looking for a new coach. You got a quarterback that's costing you a bunch of money. I don't know, man. And A.J. Brown also costing you a bunch of money. So, okay. Back to Jacksonville, though. Jacksonville, again, I think they're going to be a little disappointing, but we can get into the season. They start the season at Miami. Tough game. 2 quarterbacks that, as we just talked about, are now paid. I'm giving Miami, especially in that heat, bro, that they put you on that visiting sideline. I know they're from Jacksonville, but they put you on that visiting sideline in Hard Rock where you're just baking in the fucking sun. Yeah. Give me Miami for that one.
I think Miami is the overall better team in that matchup.
I think that's true. I think that's true as well.
I'm going Miami as well.
The following week, they host Cleveland. Me and Owen, I have already picked this. I gave this as a W to Jacksonville. Owen gave this as a W to Cleveland and Groper Cleveland. Groper Cleveland over there. What did you have, Tyler, for week 2?
Well, you already know. I'm always down to watch Deshaun Watson lose.
Nice.
But,
Oh.
you know, I think the Browns are going to beat the Jags.
Wow.
I think this is definitely an early season. Like, the Jags are just trying to figure out what the heck's going on. Mm-hmm. Maybe they had a bad preseason. Both teams I'm not very high on, but I think Cleveland, in the right conditions, given the right day, the right coaching plan, I think that they can.
It's a good defense that could get after Trevor and cause a lot of problems. I think that's fair.
Especially, you got to think about how bad the offensive line was in that playoff game with the Jags last year. They were terrible. Absolutely awful.
Well, the Jags didn't make the playoffs, but yes, I would agree.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking about the last game of the season.
Yeah, probably. They
were like right on the cusp of a wild card, I think, and they lost.
Right, because I think if Jacksonville won, Houston and Indianapolis wouldn't have got in, but because they lost, then Indianapolis and Houston were playing for the division title.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what it was. Yeah. Man, that was so long ago.
the fact because they won like 4 of 5 down the stretch or something to come into contention.
Which is so funny because it feels like Houston was so much better than the Colts or the Jags.
Right.
But I think it's because they won one game and then were competitive with the Ravens in that second game.
Right.
I think that's why you just feel so much better about them, which is funny. If they would have lost, what are we sitting here talking about C.J. Stroud about? Would we say C.J. Stroud was a little overrated?
Yeah, probably.
Would we say that we didn't believe in C.J. Stroud?
But
because he went up there and won a playoff game against a Cleveland team that didn't really deserve a home playoff game against a Cleveland team where Joe Flacco threw 3 pick sixes?
2, I think.
Yes, that was wild.
Yes, but all of a sudden now we're all C.J. Stroud believers. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Makes you think a little bit. Sorry, I know you're a Houston fan, but we're going to talk about it. But you know what? I'm all of a sudden starting to realize that maybe I've overvalued C.J. Stroud and overvalued Houston in my head.
Maybe.
I'm going to be honest. When that draft happened, I wanted Bryce Young.
Really? Oh, man.
I wanted Bryce Young.
I don't think it's over for Bryce Young yet. He had like a historically terrible O-line, so.
We'll see.
That's true.
Week 3, Jacksonville is at Buffalo, Monday Night Football.
And they will be losing.
Yes. I agree. Jacksonville's actually got a really fucking tough start to this season.
Yeah, that's not a good start.
Because they're going to start 0-4 because they're also losing to Houston.
Yes, they go at Houston the following week. I have them losing that game as well.
Yep.
So that means, and because we've already all picked that Houston game, I picked that as the Indianapolis game following on October 6th. I picked that as an Indianapolis W, and so did Tyler. Owen, you did pick Jacksonville to win. So that means that Owen has them only starting off with 4 straight losses, but me and Owen both have them starting off 1-4. Tyler has them starting off at 0-5.
Yep, and they'll flash the graphic about how many teams have made the playoffs from that position. So
0.
I believe 0 from 0-5.
It's 1 or 2.
It is, I believe.
It's like 1 from 0-4. I think
it's like 4% of teams that start 0-4 make the playoffs.
Yeah, there's only been like
a couple.
10 0-3 teams.
Yeah, there's been like 8 or something.
Yeah. The following week, They come back home. They host. Oh no, sorry. Well, kind of. They kind of host the Chicago Bears. It's in London. So I've already picked.
Yep.
Me and Owen have already picked this game. We both picked this as a Chicago loss. Jacksonville winning this game. Me and Owen
I
both
agree.
picked that. You agree Jacksonville wins that one? The
I
following
agree.
week, they are still in London. They get to host New England.
They will be
Man.
winning because they've been in London.
See, but last year they lost after being in London, which makes me want to pick. You know what? It's going to be a fucking shit fest. Give me New England winning this game.
This is how you get one of
Ooh.
your New England, your 4 New England wins for the season?
Yep.
Nope.
No.
No.
It'll be one of those that you look
I'm
back and
not
you're
a
like, how the
Patriots
fuck did
believer.
New England beat Jacksonville?
That's the
I feel like
future.
was so
That's the
weird.
future London team is Jacksonville.
Ugh, I don't think so. I don't
Maybe.
think we'll ever have a team in London overseas. I just don't think it makes sense.
It doesn't make sense, which is why the NFL will do it, and it will fail.
That's fair. Tyler, how do you see the second London game going? Find a yawn.
Oh, they
No.
got Drake May on there.
Mm-hmm. Drake May probably playing by then.
Smith-Schuster.
Juju's
if
cooked,
he's
man.
still
I don't know,
alive
this-
by then.
Yeah, this roster is not very good either.
No, it's not. And a new coach, Gerard Mayo.
Yeah, I think just over pure experience, I think Jacksonville will get the W.
Fair enough. The
Yep.
following week, Jacksonville comes back to actual home and host Green Bay. Me and Owen have already picked this game. We both gave this game to Green Bay as a W.
I agree.
You agree? Also, Green Bay, W. The following week,
Yep.
they're at Philadelphia. Me and Owen have already gave this as a W to Philadelphia.
Yep, I agree. Philadelphia is
Jackson-
way too talented.
Gosh, Jacksonville loses another one. The following week, they host Minneapolis. Hello, Don. Owen? You knew
It's
that?
Don Juan Fiu.
Juan Filiu. Nice.
Fiu.
Nice.
There's no L.
Fair enough. The following week, they host Minnesota again. I've picked this as a Minnesota or as a Jacksonville W. Owen has picked this as a Minnesota W.
Obviously.
Weird pick.
Not weird pick.
Tyler,
Both terrible.
what do you have for this one?
You know, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, at this point, what? So we're at week 10. Are we okay? Here's the real question: are we JJ McCarthy stands up until week 10, or
No.
do you think that they're going to put Sam Darnold in by that point?
I think it's still Sam Darnold at this time. I think they're letting.
Yeah.
I think if they know what's good for them, for better or worse, this season will be lost for Minnesota. Minnesota is not winning the Super Bowl this season. I think no matter what, you
No.
let JJ McCarthy sit this whole year.
I think they'll be. I think the Vikings will be competitive. I like the Vikings and Jacksonville matchup. I think Minnesota's going to get the win. I think Justin Jefferson is going to literally carry that game, though.
Fair. So you're taking Minnesota here?
Literally. Yeah, I'm going to take Minnesota. And hopefully my
Fair.
boy.
Fair enough. Jacksonville is at Detroit the following week. Me and Owen have already picked this as a Detroit W,
Yup.
Agreed.
which means they go into the
Way
bye
better.
week. They've got 6 games after the bye week. Me and Owen have them at.
Oh
or no,
my lord.
They've got, sorry, is that 7 games after the bye week? No, 6 games after the bye week. So 11 games. Me and Owen have them at 3-8. You have them at 2-9 in the bye week.
Damn.
They come out of the bye week. They host the Houston Texans.
Yep, they're gonna win. Obviously, let's go Jacksonville.
You know
wanna
what?
say
I
the
actually am going to
Texans.
pick Jacksonville as a W on this one.
I want to
I-
say the Texans, but I know week 13, they're playing in Jacksonville. This sounds like this is one of those games that Houston's just going to come out really flat and just drop it.
Bit of a trap game. Houston going to Jacksonville. Jacksonville off a bye week. And again, bad teams are bad, but they're not
That bad.
2-win bad, you know?
Yeah.
They're 4 or 5 win bad, and they beat division rivals
This is just
after
a
bye
tough
weeks
schedule
at
for
home.
Jacksonville. Honestly,
This is a tough.
Yeah, this is not an easy schedule at all.
Who'd you have for this one, Tyler?
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
You're
I
picking
think this is
Jacksonville.
going to be
You're
one of
picking
those.
against your Houston Texans. Wow. Can't
I
believe
think it's
it.
a trap game, man.
That's fair. The following week, they're at Tennessee. I'm giving this one to Tennessee.
Tennessee will win this one too. I agree.
Tennessee.
I mean,
I think they'll split the
Home game.
series.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. The following week, they host the Jets.
This is a win for Jacksonville because this is prime collapse time for the Jets.
I'm agreeing. I'm right there with you. I agree with you. Where are you at on this one,
Yeah,
Tyler?
I'm still not completely bought in that Aaron Rodgers is going to save the Jets.
He's too old. He's a billion years old.
So you're taking Jacksonville as well, then?
I'm taking Jacksonville solely because I don't think at this point in the season, Week 15, that Aaron Rodgers is going to have them in a spot to, one, get a bye, or two, be consistent.
Fair. December 22nd, they're Las Vegas. They're at Las Vegas. Vegas has to win a couple games. This is going to be one of them. I'll give you this one to Vegas.
Yeah, this is a dumpster. This is like a 17-14
Yeah,
game.
this is not. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not a good game at
unwatchable.
all.
Maybe like
Pops
7-9.
up on red zone 3 times while you're sitting there. You're like, oh shit, I forgot about that.
Or like a 9-12 or something. Like just a gross game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Las Vegas needs some wins.
I'm going to pick the Raiders.
Nice. We all picked the Raiders. The following week, they're hosting Tennessee.
You already know what I'm going to say.
Final W of the season for Jacksonville.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're
I
picking
could see that.
Jacksonville.
Yeah. I'm picking Jacksonville.
Jacksonville W, all right. They end the season at Indianapolis. We've already all picked that as a loss, which means that me and Owen both have Jacksonville going 6-11. Perfect.
Wow.
Mwah, magnifique. And Tyler has him going 5-12. Wrong, but it's not just kidding. And the group has also picked them at 5-12. I think we were all kind of all over the place on where we thought Jacksonville was going to get those losses or those wins.
I just don't know how they're going to do much better than this. Their schedule's tough and their team got worse.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know, man. I don't envy Jacksonville fans, man. They're probably fucking going through it.
Yeah, just a tough schedule, decently difficult conference.
Yep.
I don't know.
Well, speaking of a bad roster for a difficult schedule for a bad team, we got old Tennessee Titans, old Big Willie Levis. Old DeAndre Hopkins. They have Calvin Ridley now. They got L'Jarius Sneed. They went out there and they made some signings.
Their defense is still gonna be good.
They're gonna take a run at it. They're gonna beat
somebody.
Was it Simmons there on the inside with the defensive tackle?
They're gonna beat somebody big. And I know who they're beating.
You know who they're beating.
Yep.
Interesting.
I already knew. They're gonna beat somebody. It's gonna be annoying.
You gotta beat somebody. Oh. Tell me Philadelphia. Tell me Nick Castellanos. Damn it. Let's hope Nick Castellanos hit a home run.
Why is that? Did something happen today?
I bet on it. Yeah, the fucking market was fucking all over the place.
Oh, well, that's not an event, dude.
It
has to be an event.
It was
like
kind of an event.
The Queen has to die or some shit. Sorry. Also, the Royals are getting shelled by the Red Sox 9-5.
I know, but they've actually been fighting back.
Did you just lose tonight?
Yeah, but then the Boston got 4 in the 7th. So
yeah, I know, but the Royals added on 2 in the 7th as well. So
I suppose that is true.
And then Boston added 1 in the 8th, and we added 1 in the 8th. So whatever.
Yeah, the Rangers are going extra innings with the Astros. It's tied 2-2.
Ooh, the battle for Texas. Very fun. We would really appreciate it if you could beat the Astros. That would be really
that'd be nice.
They're in the wild card race technically as well.
The AL West is literally awful.
It is bad.
One of the
Who's
worst
leading?
divisions
Is it
in
Seattle leading it?
Hold on.
I think so.
Man, I do not know.
It's not the Rangers. The Rangers are ass, and the A's are ass.
Rangers are like 7 or something games behind. So right now it's
gotta be
so the The Mariners are leading with a 59-54 record. Astros are 1 game behind. The Rangers are now 5.5 games behind compared to 7.5 2 days ago. So that's nice.
Oh my God, bro! What I need to be,
Angels
what
are
I think
9.5.
be in the fucking AL West.
Our division's bad too.
That's not
and
true.
the Athletic, 13 games behind.
2 of the wild card teams are from the AL West, buddy, or the AL Central.
I guess that's true. But you know who's not from the AL Central? The Tennessee Titans.
The Tennessee Titans. They're from the AFC South. And they open up the season at Chicago. Tyler, I feel like we've asked almost everybody this. Are you a Caleb Williams believer?
I'm not.
Wrong.
Look,
Truman's
here's
high
the
on
thing.
Chicago. He thinks they're going to
Here's the
improve.
thing.
I'm not that high on Chicago. I mean, Chicago, blind without looking up the record. What do you think Chicago went last year, record-wise?
4 and they've won 4 games. I think they won 4
You
games.
think they won 4 games? Owen, how many games do you think they won?
I'm pretty sure they went 7 and 10.
Yes. They went 7-10. Owen only knows that
7
because
and
we've already
10.
done this exercise. It felt like Chicago
Wow.
was so much worse last year, but at the end of the day, they went 7-10, and they got to draft a quarterback first overall and pick another wide receiver in the top 10. I don't think it's insane to say that maybe that team, instead of going 7-10, instead goes 8-9 or 9-8. I don't think it's insane to say.
I agree with the argument. I just
get clowned.
am personally
I get
not a
clowned.
Caleb Williams believer.
I know. They still have fucking Eberflus, so I don't know, man. Tennessee does open the season at Chicago. That being said, I've picked this as a Chicago W. Owen has picked this as a Tennessee W already. What are you picking it, Tyler?
Chicago W.
That's right. I converted somebody. Let's go. Let's go. Mission here. Mission is accomplished here.
Standing for an absolutely mid
I think-
team is crazy.
Here's the thing. I think that the Bears, they're going to come out. It's going to kind of be like, okay, this is going to be like way over proportion, but like the Coach Prime effect. Everybody's going to be like, oh, Caleb Williams. Oh, he's such a great quarterback. He's going to have like 2 games, and then he's going to be fucking awful for 6 games straight, you know?
That's fair.
Yeah, I can't wait. Because I'm going to be DMing Truman every game they lose.
Rookie of the year, Caleb Williams.
Rookie of the year?
Yes.
I don't
Over
know about
Jared
that.
Wiley?
That's close to it.
Over Xavier Worthy? I don't know, man.
Hey, have a shout.
Yeah.
No, over Marvin Harrison Jr. That's
Also,
Oh, yeah. That's
here's my thing. You get drafted. They didn't even put. Okay, I understand you're not supposed to play your starters preseason. Man, you just got. We got to see him play.
They never
You know what I
play him in
mean?
that Hall of Fame game. That field, I think it's because that field is historically awful. And
Maybe I could see that.
because those teams still have to play 3 more preseason games. I was telling somebody that today at work. They were like, "What?" They're like, "No, that was their first one." I was like, "Yes," and they still have to. That's just an extra game. They still have to play 3 more preseason games.
Can you imagine being put in that game and having to have the realization that you're like definitely not making the team?
Yeah, that you're fucking ass. They're like, "Yeah, go sacrifice your ACL to the Hall of Fame field, buddy."
Did anyone get injured?
No, but it is like, but people,
What
it is
if?
a really terrible field.
Yeah.
But it's
Cool.
grass, so people don't.
Whatever. I
ACL.
played on worse in Pee Wee football when I played. God, those fields were terrible when I played. You ever roll your ankle on a dirt clod on every field? So terrible.
Oh, my Johnson County fields. Oh,
Dude, I wasn't playing in Johnson County.
Oh, my Johnson County fields.
Bro, I wasn't even playing in
Where
Johnson
were you
County.
playing?
Like, if I was going across the border to Missouri, buddy, I wasn't playing any good shit. I was playing like backyards.
Oh, really? You know what I played in? Exclusively Missouri fields. Shut the fuck up.
Asphalt.
All right. The second week of the season, Tennessee gets to host the New York Jets. I'm giving them a loss because I'm giving them a W the following week. So I can afford to give them a loss.
Reverse that. They're beating the Jets. Wouldn't that just be lovely? Will Levis, Big Dick Levis, slanging.
I think
Oh,
the
Big
Jets will
Willie
win.
Levis.
I think the Jets are going to win.
I think that's fair.
Boo.
Tennessee, the following week, they get to host Green Bay. I've already somehow, for some reason, picked this as a Tennessee W over Green Bay.
In your infinite wisdom, Truman.
Even though I'm a believer
Whoa.
in Jordan Love. Owen has picked this as a W for Green Bay.
Correct.
Tyler, where are you at on this one?
I think Green Bay has the better roster overall,
I think that's true.
especially like week 3, early season matchup. I think the Green Bay Packers will have it figured out before the Titans do at this point.
I think that's fair. I think it's also another young roster that's a really good young offensive core. And I think it's gonna
Legarius
go well.
Sneed, 3-pick-6 game inbound.
Yeah. So you're picking Green Bay there, Tyler?
Yeah.
Gotcha. The following week, they're at Miami, September 30th. It's Monday Night Football. I am giving this one to Miami again.
Yep, Miami win. Your Tennessee
Miami.
Titans. Your Tennessee
Miami.
Titans still off to a rocking start.
Yes, the bye week is week 4. I have them at 1-3 at the bye week. Owen has them at 2-2, and Tyler has them at 0-4.
Hey, somebody's got to do it.
It's fine. They come out of the bye week. They host Indianapolis. We've already picked this game. I gave it as a Tennessee loss. Owen gave it as a Tennessee W.
That's right.
And Tyler gave it as an Indianapolis W. The following week, they're at Buffalo. I'm giving this one to
Dang,
Buffalo.
dude, the AFC South playing the AFC East.
The AFC East and the NFC North. That's
tough.
2 tough polls.
I think the Buffalo Bills are going to win.
Yep.
So does Owen. So do I. The following week, they are at Detroit. Me and Owen have both already given this game to Detroit.
Yep.
I agree.
You're joining us there. The following week, Tennessee gets to come back and host New England. Finally, a W. A W for Tennessee here.
W.
Owen?
Sure.
Okay, all right. A W for Tennessee.
What if New England's like 7-win team? Because right now I think we have them as a 2-win team.
I think some teams will go 3 or 4 wins.
As much as I would love
just like
for New
one
England
team.
to continue to lose games for the rest of my natural lifetime.
I think they will.
All right, we'll see.
The following week, they are at the Chargers.
The Chargers can win this game.
The Chargers can win this game, but will they win this game?
Yes, they can. I'm allowing it.
I'm going to go to Tennessee.
I'm going to give this.
Truman's cheating. He just cheated. I just want the viewers, the listeners to know. He just looked to the end of the season to count to see the win total.
Didn't cheat. I'm going to give this one to Tennessee.
Oh, are you?
At the Chargers, I think the Chargers are going to be bad. I just want to make sure I could. The following week, they host Minnesota. I already gave this as a W to Minnesota. Owen gave this one to Tennessee. Tyler, where are you at on this one?
I think.
He's thinking.
I think
Can hear that
the
brain
Vikings are going to
churning.
get the win.
You what?
I think the Vikings are going to get the win on the road.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Me too, apparently.
Let's go Vikes, apparently.
The following week, Tennessee is at Houston. Give that one to Houston.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it.
Yep.
The following week, they're at the Washington Commanders. I've given this as a W to Tennessee. Owen has given this as a W to the Commanders. Where are you at on this one, Tyler?
W to Tennessee. I think the Titans, they may be average or mid, but they're better than the Commanders.
That will be a
that's where I'm
game
at
that
as well.
I will not be watching.
Yes, except on Red Zone again.
Yeah, it's a terrible matchup.
Yes. December 8th, they host Jacksonville at home. We've already all given that to Tennessee. The following week, they host Cincinnati. We already both picked this as a Tennessee W over Cincinnati because we are haters, grade A haters.
What were we thinking?
Whoa.
We were hating.
You know what? It's going to make somebody mad in the friend circle, but I'm going to go with the Titans.
There you go. Yes, sir.
No,
yes, sir.
No, dude, this is Logan and Chase convincing us somehow.
Logan picked the Bengals at 7-10.
Yeah, and then still picked him to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I mean,
December
I
22nd.
just
Oh.
the Bengals are not that great.
It all comes down to what happens on that defense. They lost DJ Reader,
It
and that was
goes
a
what
huge
happens
part
with
of it.
Joe Burrow's wrist when he goes full game speed.
Or did they pay DJ Reader? Am I fucked up? Am I confused?
I think it has to only do with his arm. I don't care about his rehab. In full game speed, if he hits his hand on a helmet, it's over.
That's fair.
Or if someone strip sacks him during a throw, over.
DJ Reader is playing. Oh yeah, with the Detroit Lions now. That's what I thought. I thought they did lose him. Fair enough. The following week, in Tennessee is at Indianapolis. We've already all picked this game. Me and Owen both gave this to Tennessee. Tyler, you gave this one to Indianapolis. The following week, they're at Jacksonville. We've already all picked this game. We all gave it to Jacksonville. The final game of the season, they host Houston.
And they will lose.
I don't know. I think Houston has it already locked up. Has this division locked up. I'm giving this one to Tennessee, actually.
I still think the Houston Texans are getting it done. Even if it's week 18, they got it locked up. I think they're going to win.
That's fair. All right.
Especially with Mills Mafia, baby.
Mills Mafia. That's funny. He did look good in that. He looked better than he had in that preseason game.
Is Davis Mills still the backup?
Yes.
So he's
Yeah,
back to being
and
the
then-
backup.
Yeah, he kind of got cucked. Honestly, he's kind of just sitting there in the
Yeah.
cuck chair of
I
quarterback
didn't even
2
know
watching.
that Tim Boyle, he's the quarterback 3 on the roster. He's
Uh-huh.
been in the league since 2018.
Yeah, that guy's been around
I didn't
for a
even know
while.
he was on the Texans.
He was on the he started for the Jets, right?
That
I
sounds
believe
right.
he started the game for the Jets.
That sounds right.
Future trivia question: Tim Boyle.
Future trivia question:
Answer.
Carson Wentz on the Chiefs.
Future trivia answer.
So that ends the season for Tennessee. I have them at 8-9. Owen has them at 8-9. Tyler, you have them at 5-12. But as a group, we have them at 6-11. I think we've all.
I think Tennessee has the biggest opportunity of almost any team to just be completely unexpected. Because if DeAndre Hopkins returns to form at all, and Calvin Ridley also returns to form, and then Will Levis ends up being good, they could be good.
That's a huge ask. That's too huge ask to ask wide receivers to age backwards.
All right.
It almost has never
That's
happened.
what I'm saying. It is possible, though.
Quarterbacks find it. Wide receivers very rarely do.
Sure, but their defense is still good. Their defense is going to be good no matter what. It's their whole season depends on whether or not their offense actually can put points on the board when the defense gives them the ball back.
It's all going to come down to Big Willie Levis, man. I don't know.
Exactly. They could be decent. They could be a 10-win team.
I don't think so. I don't think Tennessee.
Their defense is
Tennessee
good.
isn't a shock the world position. I think you're right, but
But what I'm also saying is that they could also shock the world and go 3-14.
They could be that third wild card. That might be the right spot for Tennessee.
They also could be shockingly bad though.
They could be shockingly bad. I guess we'll find out.
thing
That's
is-
the beautiful thing about the NFL. We're gonna find out.
I'm worried that we're gonna have a 4 or 5 team or just terrible year. I'm worried that we're gonna have a Raiders.
Like 3 teams are like 2 and 15.
I'm worried
Yeah.
we're gonna have like an Oakland and Denver and Jacksonville and New England and Cleveland or somebody all gonna be terrible. I'm worried. But I was worried last year, and we got a lot of 6-win teams. So I'm gonna look up final NFL standings last year. I want to know. I don't know what the totals are from last year, so I'll check that.
Fair enough. All right. While we do that, Tyler, whenever we get ready to break down a team, we like to ask the person who's on the show how you became a fan of the team that you're a fan of. Tyler, how did you become a fan of the Houston Texans?
The
All right,
Chargers
so-
went 5-12 last year.
Yeah.
Hot take,
Okay.
and don't get offended. I didn't like the Chiefs colors. I'm just not a big red and yellow person. Just the whole ketchup and mustard looking thing. I'm just like, it's not me. So, the next big thing is, so if you don't know me, I'm from Oklahoma, and 99.9% of all NFL fans in Oklahoma are Dallas
Cowboys.
Cowboys fans.
Yeah.
But I hate the Cowboys. They're terrible. I hate Jerry Jones.
A man of culture.
You know, that's just, I'm not a bandwagoner. So, I was like playing Madden. Oh, God, I was like probably 8 or 9. So I had to find myself a favorite team. I was like, well, I need a Texas team because I guess, in my life, that's what I thought was important. And I rooted for a Texas team or something. So I picked the Texans. And this was probably like 2006. This was like right after the year that they started back up in Houston. And they were okay. And then like the 2012 happened when they were really good. And then they were awful. They were mid when we were in college, and then they were terrible when I was in my master's. And now they're getting okay again. So it all boils down to me being from Oklahoma, and I didn't like red and yellow.
Man, I would say, that is fun. It's just, and to be fair, for so long we'd be like, man, thank God you're not a Chiefs fan. But now it's like, I'm like,
sucks.
man, I feel like everybody's got to feel bad that they missed out getting to be along for this ride.
Because I'm not letting any Broncos fans back in here. I'll tell you that.
No, oh no.
Did you have any friends that were Broncos fans? growing
No,
up?
but my roommate that I had in Albuquerque that grew up here was a Raiders fan.
Oh.
I know.
That's crazy.
Hey, I'm just waiting for my time, baby. I'm waiting for the Stroud train to happen.
Hey, if anybody can challenge Mahomes, you've got, that's one of those guys where I'm like, you know what? He
Very
could
talented.
do something. I'm not sure he'll be, Listen, I'm not sure anybody's gonna be Mahomes. That's
No.
just how it goes. I'm not sure there is going to be. We've done this and we went viral for doing semi-viral. I call Kansas viral. We got 4,000 likes on TikTok or whatever. But it's like, and we compared Mahomes to what's his Brady rivalry going to be, Brady Manning rivalry, and the answer is that Brady Manning was that generation's rivalry. It might just be Mahomes versus everybody trying to catch Mahomes. He might not have an equal or anybody. He might have an equal for one decade, and he might have an equal for another decade.
It just stinks that all these good quarterbacks are in the AFC.
Yes.
Really, I hope Jordan Love turns out good. So it's not just,
Well, it's the LeBron effect, right? LeBron washed out a lot of very solid teams in the Eastern Conference. There's a lot of teams that were good to okay, and they all got washed away. None of them will ever be remembered in history for going to the finals because LeBron washed away 10 straight Eastern Conference teams.
Yeah.
And they were just like, well, damn.
Yeah, I don't think Mahomes is going to do that, but if someone told me that
he's already started doing it
would be crazy. I don't know.
He's washed away the Josh Allen Bills. I think their window is closed. But the Bengals window is a year or two from closing. The Ravens window, I'm not sure is open yet. I'm not sure how it could have been open though. But
you know whose window is open or starting to open?
A team that is opening, the Houston Texans. And they opened their season at Indianapolis. We've already all picked this game. I picked this as a Houston W. Tyler picked this as a Houston W. Owen picked this as an Indianapolis W. Wrong. But then the following week 2, they host Chicago. Me and Owen have both already picked this as a Texans W. Tyler, where are you at?
Yep, I think they're gonna beat the brakes off of them at home.
I'd love to see it. Honestly,
on Sunday Night Football, Caleb Williams versus C.J. Stroud, the future versus the present. Very interesting. The future versus kind of the future also.
Future versus future plus one.
Yeah. Houston, the week 3 is at Minnesota. Me and Owen have already picked this as a Houston W as well.
I agree. I think Houston's the better team in that matchup.
Fair. Week 4, Houston gets to host Jacksonville. I think we've already all picked this as a Houston W. Week 5, they are hosting the Buffalo Bills. That's a good spot for them to host.
See what this is though? You smell that? What? I smell a flex game.
No, they don't flex games that early.
If Houston starts off 4-0 or 3-1 and Jacksonville starts off 3-0, 4-0,
they're not.
I'm just saying.
I don't know about that, man. I don't think they're gonna flex Jacksonville and Houston.
They're not flexing a week 5 game, bro. Not unless it was the Chiefs.
Oh wait,
then they would flex it.
I thought we already went past Jacksonville. I was talking about Buffalo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I was talking about Jacksonville.
Yeah, sorry.
Oops.
We've already picked that game, so we skirted.
Yeah,
it.
I don't know, dude. I think that would be a good matchup. I think this is a great.
I think it'll be a good matchup, but I just don't think they flex week 5 games. Flexing is like week 12 and on.
Give me honestly, I don't know. Something's just screaming Buffalo. I don't know why. Give me Buffalo. Just no.
Having flashbacks to that playoff game.
Give me Houston.
All
I've
right.
picked too many wins for Buffalo. I'm scared of what my win total is going to be for Buffalo if I don't pick a loss here.
I'm going with Houston. I think they're the better team.
I mean, this is a lot of wins for Houston, to be honest with you. God. I'm going to give this one to Buffalo as well. Or, sorry, to Houston. I'm giving this one to Houston as well. Starting off 5-0.
Yep.
They travel to New England the following week. I'm also giving this one to Houston.
I would normally give this one to Houston, but I cannot have Houston going 15-2, so they're going to need to lose this one.
I got good news.
I think Houston's going to win.
I think this is a Houston win as well. But the following week, they're at Green Bay. Me and Owen have both already picked this as a Houston loss. Thank God. This will be a fucking all-star matchup, by the way. October 20th.
Yeah.
This could be 2 teams at the top of their division. Fireworks, Jordan Love, C.J. Stroud.
Be a fun one.
Yeah. Tyler, where do you?
I don't know. I still think that in big games. Last year at least, especially in the playoffs, C.J. Stroud, I think, outperformed most people's expectations, especially with Nico Collins going down. losing basically one of his two weapons. We had Dameon Pierce last year. He was okay in the backfield, wasn't great. I think that week 7, I totally agree. I think it's going to be Jordan Love versus C.J. Stroud, and who can get it done.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know. This is tough, just because I know it's going to be a good game. I think, and I'm just going to do it just because I'm a homer. I think the Texans are going to win. I think C.J. Stroud in the moment is going to.
I like it.
Big time players, big time plays, big time
He
games.
said my favorite words in analysis on these segments, Truman.
Well, you got to think.
He said,
"I'm a homer."
He said, "Because I'm a homer." Love it. Absolutely love it.
Well, by week 7, especially with this matchup, it's like
fuck picking with stats. Pick with emotion. Let's go.
Right? Are they for real or not? Let's get it going.
Right. The following week, they host Indianapolis. We've already all given that one to Houston. The week after that, Thursday Night Football at New York Jets. This has a weird game that the Texans lose.
It's a weird game that the Texans win.
You have this as
it's
a weird
Halloween.
game. It is on Halloween. That is right. October 31st. Sorry, Owen's big ass head was covering that. Sorry.
And a short week.
I think spooky vibes. I think the Jets are going to win.
Correct.
They post some graphic with Aaron Rodgers and like a zombie mask or some shit.
For sure. Smoking ayahuasca.
Well, also the game is on Prime Video.
Yeah. Thursday Night Football still weird. Kirk Herbst, what is it? Is that Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on Thursday Night Football? That's the weird one now. I think that is.
I hate that I actually enjoy that broadcast group. I think they're actually decent together.
They're probably the best pairing now that Al Michaels is out of it. Now that Al Michaels is on fucking Monday. Is it Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit on Monday Night Football? Is that the deal?
That sounds right.
Ugh.
I still think Joe Buck could do more hype things. I think he fails to hype up a lot of moments a lot. But I think it's just normal commentary. Like, if nothing crazy happens, is so good.
That's fair.
Which I hate saying, but
yeah. November 30th, Sunday Night Football. Man, you guys have Thursday Night Football, then Sunday Night Football, then Monday Night Football, back to back to back. That Sunday Night Football game, November 10th. You guys are hosting Detroit. Me and Owen have both already given this to Houston.
W
for Houston as well. The following week, they are at Dallas on Monday Night Football. The big old Texas matchup, Monday Night Football. Oh, how about them Cowboys, Owen?
Yeah.
Owen, I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know where I can go with that.
Owen picked Dallas to win. I picked the Texans to win. Tyler, where are you at?
Houston. How are you going to pick Dallas to win? They're a dumpster fire right now.
Tyler, listen, I would love to make Houston 17-0, but I can't.
He wouldn't. He doesn't. He hates.
Well, I'm not even talking about a homer, man. Dallas is just not the better team in that matchup.
But Dallas is still. That's the thing about Dallas is that Dallas has never been a bad team. They've just lost for no reason. Dak has been actually good. I was forced to be a Dak believer a couple episodes ago because we looked up Dak stats.
Nobody around him.
Because I was clowning Dak and I was like, "There's no way he's good," and he was actually good, and I had to. Because he was on my fantasy team, and he sucked for me in fantasy, but he was actually just decent.
I agree. I think Dak Prescott is the best team on the the best player on the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, but
however,
he puts up good stats.
I don't know though. Micah Parsons is there.
That offensive line is mediocre at best. Hopefully, Cooper Beebe can fix that. He's actually playing center.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I saw he was snapping in the backyard to Mama Beebe. So
yeah, so we'll see how that happens. But
if he's doing that,
gotcha. Following the Monday night game, Houston. Oh, what?
And the whole CD Lamb situation.
Yeah, I don't know if CD Lamb's gonna play. He's gonna play, but he's not gonna
He bet or something, right?
No.
Was it?
He's holding out for a contract.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, after that Dallas Monday Night Football game, Houston gets to get right. They host Tennessee. We've already all picked that as a Houston W. The week after they travel to Jacksonville. For some reason, we all picked this as a Jacksonville W. I don't remember what we were thinking 20 minutes ago.
Jacksonville's going to win. I'm telling you, this is the one game that they're going to
That's fair.
They're going to slip up on. It's either going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Indianapolis Colts.
That's fair. So that brings us to the bye week. That's a
perfect.
week 18, 17, 16, 15. Week 14 bye week. The latest bye week they could have. I have them. So they've played 13 games. I'm at 10-3. Owen has them at 9-4, and Tyler has them at 11-2.
Okay, but look, Houston also has the 3 games in 10 days.
Yes.
But they do it coming off a bye week.
Yes. Which is much better for them. So they get to come out of that game December 15th. They get to host Miami.
I'm feeling like a Houston win. Off a bye week in the cold. But I guess it's not going to be in the cold. It's in Houston.
No, it's in Houston. It's in the Dome. Tyreek Hill in a dome. By your rules, I'm picking Miami to win this one.
I think this is late season Miami though. This is where they start dropping games to fall out of a good
Houston's
spot.
D-line could be getting after too also.
Right. This is going to be a good game. Actually,
it's going to come down to what Will Anderson Jr. can
I think
do.
Houston and Miami are in similar spots.
Mm-hmm.
They're both capable of winning more, but will they? We'll see. I'm still going with Houston though.
You're going Houston.
I'm going with Houston.
Fair enough. The following week they're at Kansas City. Rip.
You already know what we're picking.
That's Chiefs. That's a Chiefs W.
Yep. I think the Chiefs are just the better team.
Wait, hold on, dude. I can't pick the Chiefs to go 16-1.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick the Chiefs to go 16-1 either. I think this is the year I do it.
No,
Well,
I think I'm calling my shot this year. We'll see when we get there.
Realistically, I think it's going to kind of be like the Jordan Love situation. And we're going to see. I think, obviously, Patrick Mahomes is better than C.J. Stroud in the moment. But I do think that C.J. Stroud is going to put up a fight. It's definitely going to be a close game.
This could be an all-time Chiefs year.
Could this be like
on the 17-0 three-peat?
Could this be like a 2 years ago
bonkers.
Chiefs versus Texans where it goes into overtime for no reason?
Well, except when this goes into overtime, it would be a good game.
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
Saturday night football in Kansas City, a really good. Probably fighting. This will probably decide the one seed in the AFC.
My little brother's birthday eve. I mean,
they'll be in the driver's seat for the one seed because the Chiefs have travel to the Steelers the following week, and I think the Chiefs take a dub. But we'll see. It doesn't matter because what's important right now is that Houston hosts Baltimore on Christmas the week after that.
That's a tough game.
Me and Owen have already picked Baltimore to lose this. Houston to win it, a little Christmas present.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think that Will Anderson Jr., he's going to come right after Lamar.
Fair enough.
Man, this is just beautiful. We're 2 years removed from Tyler picking the Texans to go 1-15. Like it's just this is so beautiful. Man.
Because the last game of the season, they are hosting Tennessee. And by all my calculations, they will have the division wrapped up, and I don't think they'll be in play for the one seed. So I think they will rest their starters. I have them losing to Tennessee. You guys both have them winning against Tennessee. Means that I have them at 11-6. Owen has them at 11-6. Tyler, you have them at 14-3. And as a group, we have them at 13-4. And I think the group maybe is going to be more right here, where 13-4 sounds right.
For all of our That's True veterans out there, I just want you to hear the change of energy in Tyler's voice. I want you to go back 2 years ago and find Tyler's last appearance. Well, not his last appearance, but Tyler's appearance on that show for the AFC South. There was just Tyler.
It's true, it was a downer, man.
Dude, literally, I just remember you're like, yeah, we're just gonna lose by 20. Like you picked. To
be fair, they did get the first overall pick that year.
That's true.
No, they had the second overall pick, and then they traded into the third overall pick also.
Yeah,
I think that was the year that we got Will Anderson Jr.
Yes, and C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
It's just that was the draft in Kansas City, dude. You should have been there. Oh my God, you would have been losing your fucking mind.
I was in line to get a beer, and they traded, for back-to-back picks, and everyone was like, "What?"
We were all like, "Oh!" There's been a trade, and we're like, "Oh!" And it's like, it's the Texans. I was like, "Oh my God!"
Everyone was like, "What?"
Dude, that was so hype. That shit was crazy. The draft, I'll say it. The draft was cool.
At Kansas City.
Yep.
I'm glad we only went for one day though.
Oh yeah, you're a fucking sicko if you're you're a sicko if you watch the
seventh
drafts like rounds 4 through 7, you're a fucking sicko. But if you go, you're even bigger sicko.
Everyone
dude.
knows the optimal way. You watch the first round. Either go or watch the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Then all the other rounds, you pull up a game and put it on your other monitor. You play some video games. You're like, oh, that's cool.
You're watching TV, you're watching a movie with a loved one, and you're just getting updates. The ESPN things will come in and be like, Chiefs with the round 4 select blah blah blah, and you're like, oh, I got to learn everything about this man and convince myself he's going to be a full 5-year starter.
I'm okay if you watch day 2, because exciting things can still happen day 2. If you're physically watching
rounds
day
2
3,
and 3, those are real starters still.
If you're watching day 3, you're a sicko. You're sick in the
because
head.
the players don't even come out anymore.
Yeah, just
I can't see the commish hugging another man. What's the point? So yeah, all right. There you go.
All right.
So that's it.
I still can't hate Tyler's 14-3.
We have all picked the Texans to win the division. I don't even need to look at the other ones. I know what we've picked. I know what we've done here. We have cooked.
Yeah.
We have cooked correctly.
I think we have cooked. Truman, are you going to do it this year?
What?
The thing?
I think I am.
That's so crazy.
We'll cover it when we get there, but I don't want to ruin it. But man, I just
you
know
hype?
what?
You hype?
If any year.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see.
I know I'll at least get fucking 14 of them right, probably.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, Tyler. As always, we like to have everybody. We like to have our guests pick the top 5 players in the division. So we'll do that now. We'll have you go last. Owen will go first. I will go second, and you will go last, so you can make fun of us for forgetting all the players in this division. That is tradition.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that would have been crazy if I forgot that one. I'm missing one player. Is going to be bad. Oh my gosh. I'm googling because I need to know. I'm dropping his name.
No way you're Googling. No way, dude.
I know, it's crazy.
Jeffrey is his first name.
Yep.
There we go.
Is that who it was?
No.
Really?
Are you? I think I know who you're thinking of, but that guy didn't make my list.
Crazy.
All right, are you guys ready for my top 5?
I'm ready.
More specifically, you, Truman. Are you ready for my top 5?
Hold on.
Just listen to my top 5.
Hold
you
on.
Need to think.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I guess you need to type.
No, I just wanted to fuck with you.
You're a bitch. Anyway, at my number 5 spot, this is where I'm putting Will Anderson Jr. I think he's going to have a really good year. I think he's going to have a Karlaftis-esque second season where he, really blossoms into a good pro. I think he's in a great system.
Almost the exact same style. Like George Karlaftis was really solid, but he just wasn't getting home enough. I think he'll get home.
Yeah, I think, and I probably think Will Anderson probably gonna be better than Karlaftis. I think Will Anderson is really good.
Yes.
Number 4, this is where I put Michael Pittman Jr. He's a really good player on a mediocre team. I think if he was anywhere else, he'd be a lot better, and he'd probably be higher up this list. Number 3, this is where I put L'Jarius Sneed. I think he's a top 5 corner in the league, and on a defensive-minded team, I think he'll stay a top 5 corner in the league. Number 2, Stephon Diggs. Hope nobody forgot that he went to Houston.
No, I remembered.
Because he did, and that's kind of insane. And number 1, I think this is where you put C.J. Stroud. I think I probably should have flipped Diggs and Stroud, but it's already too late. So going from 5 back to 1.
Shit.
Anderson.
I realized I didn't write down any of your picks.
Yeah, it's all good. Anderson, Pittman, Sneed, Diggs, Stroud.
Ooh.
A lot of juniors.
Yeah.
Sneed.
I think also junior.
Diggs. No,
Stroud.
It's not. Sneed Jr.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. There you go, Owen. All right.
It's all right.
My picks, similar, but different. 2 honorable mentions that one of them did get kicked out by Stephon Diggs. I could decide if I wanted to include him, but I am. 2 honorable mentions: Jeffrey Simmons, defensive tackle for the Titans.
Yep, very good.
And Will Anderson Jr. did not make my list.
Mm.
Number 5, Stephon Diggs. That's where Stephon Diggs goes for me. I think that feels. I mean, I think Diggs is still very good. I just don't know if he's the top dog anymore like that. I just don't know. Number 4, the other Josh Allen.
Oh, yes, he is good, isn't he?
That's where I put Josh Allen there. Yeah, I'd probably just put Allen. Number 3, Michael Pittman Jr.
Yep, good player.
I think he's going to be better than Stephon Diggs this year. I think Stephon Diggs, while he had a really great prime, I just think he's going to start to fall off here a little bit. And I think he's also probably the second or third option in that Houston offense. I think it goes Nico Collins and then probably even Tank Dell, and then it's Stephon Diggs. Obviously, Tank Dell's probably playing the slot. He's probably playing that Y, and then Diggs is probably playing the Z or the X. He's actually Diggs probably the X, Nico Collins probably the Z, and Tank Dell's the Y. Maybe is Z the slot?
The Q.
Tank Dell's in the
Q,
slot.
A third
And then
Q.
Diggs and Nico Collins will be on your outside. Nico Collins is definitely that prototypical X. So, give me. So I think Snead is going to fall off a little bit, or Diggs is going to fall off a little bit, which is why I have Pittman Jr. a little bit higher. L'Jarius Snead, this is where I have him number 2, the number 2 player in the division.
How are you gonna have Al? Oh wait, never mind.
And then I do have C.J. Stroud.
How are you gonna have Diggs
number
on
1.
your list if you think Nico Collins is gonna be the better option for him then?
That's a good question, because I don't think Nico Collins has technically taken that next step yet. I think he will be better.
Okay.
I think Pittman Jr. and Diggs have both taken that step to be included in this top 5, but I think Nico Collins will be better than Stephon Diggs this year. But as it stands right now, Stephon Diggs I think everybody would rank him above Nico Collins.
Yeah, okay.
And I think that was even on the NFL 100 list. I'm not sure Nico Collins was in the NFL 100 and Stephon Diggs was. So,
not that list matters.
Tank Dell is an honorable mention also, by the way.
Mm.
All right, Tyler, what's your top 5 players?
Ready for mine?
I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to go with a little plot twist here. Number 5. Hasn't played a snap for them yet. Danielle Hunter.
Oh, I forgot about Danielle Hunter. Another addition. I forgot he went from Minnesota to Houston. Another great defensive player.
17 sacks last year. He's a beast.
That is true, man.
Dang, that's crazy.
That's a great pull.
See, there you go. There's the lead off.
Also, I do want to say it is crazy that so far none of us have included Trevor Lawrence. After last year, we probably all put Trevor Lawrence as probably the best player in this division.
Right.
Yeah, you're kind of a bum though.
Something to consider. All right, keep going.
I got number 4, Michael Pittman Jr.
Okay.
Number 3, Stephon Diggs.
Pittman's just solid.
Number 2.
Okay.
I just forgot my number. Hold on. Oh, sorry. Number 2 is Will Anderson Jr.
Okay.
And number 1, your boy C.J. Stroud.
Wow.
I can't believe
what the difference a year, honestly. But again,
I can't believe I'm in a spot where I'm putting an Ohio State quarterback at number 1 in the division.
Again, let's say Trevor Lawrence wins. Let's say the Jacksonville wins their game, and Houston loses their game. Is Trevor Lawrence at number 1 for us and C.J. Stroud at number 5?
No.
It just depends. I think Trevor Lawrence has been like the 11th best quarterback in the league for like 3 years straight.
Yes, it's like they just ride him so hard. I'm like, he's average. Every year he does just enough to get the Jaguars to like a 8-win, maybe 9-win record, and people are like, oh, this is the year they're gonna get out of the wild card and make a run for the playoffs. And then the last game of the season they absolutely dump it.
Yeah, I think he's slightly above average. Like he's quarterback 16 to 12 in the league, which isn't bad, but
he's
He's
good.
consistent.
He's
He's
average.
fine. I also don't
wouldn't
think
say
he's
that
gotten
he's
that
top
much
five.
help.
Yeah, the owner is not very good there. At
No,
all.
I think he's getting negative help almost, where he lost Calvin Ridley. Although he did get Brian Thomas Jr., which is a good ad.
He's been in the league for a while, but he's still young, so I can understand why they paid him because I think they think he can be good if they don't screw him over. I still think it's an overpay, but
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Maybe they're just like, waiting for their window. Their window is not open right now. Miami's good. Baltimore's
Mine
good.
hasn't been open
You
in
got to keep paying your
decades.
quarterback until that window opens. That's the thing.
Yeah,
You know who's realized that their window could be wide open? Houston. You go get Danielle Hunter. You go add Stephon Diggs to an already very good and young team. This is a dangerous Houston team.
It could be good.
This is dangerous.
We'll see.
If anybody
We'll
could end the
see.
Chiefs' perfect season, it'll be Houston. Just kidding. All right, Tyler. Really appreciate you for being here. Appreciate you having you on.
Yeah, man,
Appreciate
well
you
done.
taking your time on a
Yeah,
school
thanks
night
for having me.
coming up, doing this.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Anything you want to shout out? I don't know if you want people to follow you on Twitter or Instagram or.
No, just want everybody to know that I've been a Houston Texan fan since 2006, so I'm not a bandwagoner when it comes up.
That's fair.
Hey,
nobody's saying it.
if anyone
Nobody
calls
can
you a
claim
bandwagoner, just tell them to go back to the Dahm That's True episode where you literally predicted 1-15.
Hell, that's almost when the Houston Texans started. I think it was 2003 for the Texans when they started. When did the Houston Texans start playing football?
It's either 2003 or 2005.
Oh, well, that doesn't fucking...
Well, they built NRG in 2005, I think.
Yeah. Houston
When did the Houston Texans start?
Conception.
When did they start?
Officially conceived in 1997.
Oh no,
The
dude! They
Warriors.
were a franchise for 6 glorious years by the time you picked them up. Dang, this guy.
Oh, no. Sorry. I worded it poorly. They were conceived in 1997.
They're thought of.
Officially named in 2000. Officially named the Texans. They began playing in 2002, and they
Okay.
beat the Dallas Cowboys in their home opener. That's very funny.
Jeez, Tyler, you chose such an old franchise of 4 years old to cheer for. Wow, crazy bandwagon.
Hey,
Insane. The rich history of the Houston Texans. They had already beaten the Cowboys. Crazy. All right, Tyler. Again, appreciate you for coming on.
sounds good. Thanks so much.
We'll do all our shout outs here. Hey guys, if you're still listening on, damn, I'm fucking up the microphone. If you're still listening here, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you are, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Leave us any amount of suggestions, any comments. We've got your favorite player. You guys absolutely don't think Tyreek Hill is going to go off in a dome because you're an idiot. All sorts of things like that. Feel free to let us know in the comments, and we'll react to them on the show. Really been getting good numbers and good views. Really appreciate everybody for being here. Yes. Appreciate you. If you're on Spotify and you'd rather see our face or be able to watch the Excel sheet as it goes, go over to youtube.com, Open Disaster Productions. And if you're on YouTube and you're tired of seeing our face, go to Spotify.
And you can comment on both of those now.
Yes. So, let's get the outro music started here. Twitter.com/Steam Machine, Twitter.com/Owen Gosh Damn It. Patreon.com/Owen Disaster. Shout out Aaron, Joe, Skylar, Dylan, Ozzy, and Mailbox Kansas City now open in the Irish. You guys go get a little scoop. Get a Melt Monster. Get a shake. Do all sorts of stuff.
Get some knowledge like Tyler here.
Get some knowledge like Tyler. Get some ball knowledge. Ball knower. Tyler. Thank you for coming on.
Ball. You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You're the one AFC South fan we know. Really appreciate
I don't
you.
think we know anybody else.
Who do we have on last? I don't even know. All right. See you guys. Thanks, Tyler.
You're welcome.